pregnancy is a spectrum. Very similar to autism. It can be so bad that you're nonverbal. Or it's fine and nobody can even tell, right? It's okay. I just get nervous because you never know which way it's gonna go. Like my pregnancy went well. Commotion for the body, I worked so hard, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, the snap, thank you. Thank you. I don't yet have children, but all my pregnancies have gone well. Some would say as planned. I'm a responsible adult and I want to be married, right? I'm the cliche person that wants to be married. And my friends are getting married, which is why I'm scared to get married. My one friend is marrying into the Muslim faith. This lucky duck gets a dowry. Have y'all heard about this? Her husband set her dowry at $350K. I said, bitch, for you. Does he know about college? She was like, now's not the time where I'm nervous. I was like, why? And she said, well, my family, it's an interracial coupling. And she was like, my family is nervous that he'll pay me this much money and become abusive or controlling. And I'd never heard that stigma, so I was like, well, and then I sat back. I've never paid $350K for anything. But if I did, and I got home and the dishes aren't done, what am I to do? It's about the ROI. I'm just kidding. I actually don't have children because my boyfriend keeps breaking up with me. Have y'all heard about this? Yeah, he keeps breaking up with me in person. Has anybody ever been humiliated that way? Yes. He would call me to his house and be like, I can't do this anymore. And I would be like, why the fuck are you doing this? And he was like, I wanted to break up with you like a man so that we could have closure. Men, closure is something we bitches made up. It's not real. You only need closure in one place. Does anybody know where? Yell out somewhere, but keep it cute. Where? No, ma'am. That kind of is the closure. Does that make sense? Almost. A job. Because you may need a what? You may need to call that job and get a reference, right? Ain't no new bitch of his gonna call me and be like, how was he? I'm not gonna give him a good review. I'm gonna be like, actually, he was gay and abusive. Yeah, he does. He's not into girls. He came out to me, and then him and his partner beat my ass. I don't know. If you want to date him, go ahead, girl. I'm a girl's girl, right? I do it for the girls. I'm in an interracial relationship, so my children will have aunts and aunts. I don't know what's up with y'all in that. I don't get it. But my friends, when they met my boyfriend, they were like, oh, we never thought it'd be you. I was like, that's what you say when somebody shoots up the school. I didn't shoot up the school, right? He did, right? And I think no. I'm just kidding, I never asked. I didn't ask. But that was weird because I went to Catholic school. That's where white people send their young. They're cubs. So I knew about white lore, but I wasn't just too much into white spaces. I had white friends, not too many. But it was just stuff I wouldn't tell my white friends because I was like, oh, they'll think this is ghetto. Like me and my brother have different dads, and I was like, I don't want to tell my white friends this because when you're a young black kid, you think they can't relate. I'm like, they don't go through this. But then I went to white dinner. White dinner is a ghetto event. See, white people just call ghetto shit drama. That's what I like about y'all. I like that. See, where your black friends will be like, girl, this is ghetto as fuck. Your white friends will be like, it's just a lot of drama around your space. You need acupuncture. You know, whatever they say. But white people will have the same things going on. They just handle it differently. Like, white people will have same dad, different mom. But the parents are somehow connected enough to send the step-siblings and all the kids to the same high school. And then the dad will come to the sports games for the kids, but he only cheering for one kid. Because he does not fuck with the first mom. He is not friends with her, right? And then white men will do something ghetto for their family, like run for office. No prior experience, runs for office. And then the father of this family will kill his own brother. Ghetto shit. White people do. I'm just kidding. That's actually just the plot of One Tree Hill. That's just One Tree Hill's plot. She watched it. She know. That show is actually really progressive. The mom in that show was named Karen before it was a slur. Yes, Karen is a slur and you can't say it. I learned it in Brooklyn. This white woman came up to me and she was like, you cannot call me that. And I was like, Karen, that's your name. She was like, your name's not nigga? I was like, wait, Karen, that's a simple miscommunication. But I actually like Karens. I'm here to speak up for them. Karens are not a monolith. There's a lot of different Karens. There's like young Karens, old Karens, right? Karens in training, Karens that don't know they're Karens, right? Liberal Karens, conservative Karens, Karens with blue hair. They out in the front. But I have a favorite type. My favorite type of Karen is a Karen that thinks being called a Karen is as bad as being called the N-word. That's so funny. Because do you picture a field of Karens in the 1700s getting anything done? What would they have sang? Working 9 to 5. It's sad. She's a slave. There would be a hierarchy, of course. Brunette women, field. And I'm sorry, you guys are the toughest ones. And we know that, okay? And we see you. I just know you guys are the strongest ones. Brunettes. Blonde women. In the house crying, maybe getting babied. They're always whining a little bit, we know. Redheads. Telling on every motherfucking body, right? Redheads think they are white women's boss. Have y'all noticed this? If you line them up, the redhead will fight for position in the middle. And then it's field life, right? So there'll be a white man that they all share. Sad. And there'll be a shorter white man giving them orders. He's like, go here, go there. You have to do this. It's annoying. They're annoyed. It's annoying. And then that short white man, he's married to a woman who can't even show her face. Oh, my God. You know how white women turn a blind eye to oppression? She can't show her face. And I'm just kidding. So that's just actually the plot of the Powerpuff Girls. My name is Amber Singletary. Thank you so much.
My parents just visited me in New York. They just visited me here. They came from Minneapolis, a suburb of Minneapolis. My parents are terrified of New York City. They're so afraid of homeless people. It's amazing to watch. They're such little fucking bitches. It's so fun. Who's afraid of homeless people? Isn't that so insane? Why would I be afraid of a guy who's currently sucking my dick? He asked for $5. I had a dick full of cum. We reached an agreement. That's a little trickle down his chin economics, folks. And if that was too much, this is gonna be a long 10 minutes. My comedy's only for smart alphas who fuck. That's who my comedy's for. If you don't enjoy this, it's because you're a dumb little beta virgin. That's not my fault. That's your path in life. My comedy's for the Venn diagram of Democrats who aren't pussies and Republicans who aren't retards. Like, that's like... My comedy's kind of like an Israeli airstrike. It rarely hits the intended target, you know? Why do they always miss? It's weird. Cool. Here's what I like to do. I like to get a big laugh and then bring it to a screeching halt with my beliefs. My family's very Republican, very right-wing. I don't really care. I still love them. But it's funny, living in Brooklyn, whenever you tell someone your family's Republican, they're always like, you need to confront them. You need to talk to them. You need to convince them they're wrong. And I'm like, yeah, man, they don't respect me. They think I'm a pussy because I eat hummus, you know? They're like, yeah, Geoffrey likes that Sharia peanut butter. All my friends are like, you need to convince your uncles to support gun control. I'm like, we need to start smaller than that. How about I convince my uncles that roundabouts aren't communist? My uncles are like, roundabouts are just the liberals trying to trick us into going right for a bit and then left forever. Joke's funny if you know what a circle is. My parents they live in the suburbs, but they're terrified of crime. Does this make sense to anyone else? My parents, there's never been a crime within 20 miles of where my parents live, unless you count decades of segregation. And I honestly think it's a felony how loveless their marriage is, too. But my dad's like a gun guy now. He's got like 6 or 7 guns just for protection, brother. He's gonna protect his fucking castle, you know? My dad thinks he's gonna be in such a lengthy gun battle in suburban Minnesota. He's gonna have to switch from the Desert Eagle to the AR-15 at one point while my mom's blazing on the Glock. She's like, honey, I'm out of ammo. I'm switching to the Uzi. You know? Take that, unarmed protesters. You know? They're such losers. My dad's like an open Trump guy. My mom's a secret Republican. You ever met these people? Fascinating demographic, my mom. She's a arts and craft hippie, smokes weed, does yoga, uses all the liberal language, loves Donald Trump till her dying breath. You never know what my mom's gonna say on any issue. I was talking to my mom. I was like, Mom, in New York, as you know, we have a lot of homeless people, big problem with homeless people. And she was like, they're actually called unhoused people. And we should kill them all. She's like, sorry, unalive them all. I like that one. That's cool. What was the other thing? My parents are getting into pickleball. Anyone else's parents? You guys know what pickleball is? You know what pickleball is like? Ping pong for old white people who still say Oriental, you know? And my dad's like an incredibly athletic, like 75-year-old guy. He kind of mops the floor at pickleball, but I don't have the heart to tell him that he's only good at pickleball because it's a new sport, so it's still only white athletes. You know, like there hasn't been a Jackie Robinson of pickleball yet. You know, like pickleball's still in its 1940s basketball era where they're all dribbling like this. You know? They're all passing like, heads up, Gerald. You know? They're like, loser buys the winner, rip your float. You know? I feel like in 20 years I'm gonna ask my dad about pickleball and he'll be like, they ruined the game! Man, I'm having a great set. Let's try this one. I was raised very Catholic. Anyone else raised Catholic? A few of you, not enough, but a few of you know the one true faith. A few of you know. That's not funny. You'll see. Get yours in your final breath. I was raised Catholic, the one true faith, 2,000 years, not a single mistake. And we had to go to Catholic school my entire life. Does this make sense to anyone else? During Easter, I was always mad on Easter that Jesus came back on a Sunday. I was always like, you couldn't even get me a day off of school, you little bitch. Martin Luther King got us a 3-day weekend. Maybe we're worshiping the wrong black man. Whatever. The world is ending. I'm trying to get back into religion. It seems like the time to pick one, doesn't it? You'd be a fool to be an atheist when the world ends. You got to pick one. Do we got any Jewish people here? Hell yeah, I think the Jews are right. I think Jewish is the right religion, and this is why I'll prove it. Jewish people, they've been persecuted 4,000 years. Every country they live in, slaughtered, discriminated over and over and over again. But they still believe in it. That's incredible. There must be something to it. If someone put a gun to my head and was like, you can't be Catholic anymore, I'd be like, okay. Fine, I'm Hindu, whatever. Which relatives are off limits? We still hate women, right? If I was Jewish, I would not believe in that shit anymore. I'd be like, God, you keep letting this shit happen? I'm done with these little fucking hats, you know? I'm putting yeast in my bread, bitch. I'm gluing my foreskin back on. That looks fun. Cool, whatever. What was next? Oh, this one's incredible. Okay, I remember it. I wrote it. Okay. I'm a sad guy. I'm working on my mental health. You know what I'm doing? I've graduated from therapy. That wasn't enough. I've moved on. I'm on these sensory deprivation tanks. You guys know what that is? It's where you like float in silent darkness for 90 minutes. I've done it like 7 or 8 times. It's fucking amazing. It's the best I've ever felt in my entire life. That's how bad life is. Take away sight, sound, and every single other human being, and I'm just like, this is living, brother. Nothing's better than nothing, man. The tank, it gave me a whole new perspective on life. Now whenever I read about Helen Keller, I'm like, some people really did have it all. What a lucky lady. Free tank for life. Winner, ding, ding, ding. Incredible. The tank's so amazing. It clears your mind of all thought. I have no thoughts for 90 minutes. It's amazing to be stupid. I'm jealous of most of you. What an amazing life you must lead. It's incredible. For 90 minutes, I have no thoughts. For 90 minutes, my brain is so stupid that I'm excited for the new Marvel movie. Can you imagine that? Being that stupid? That's incredible. For 90 minutes, my brain's like, I like Marvel because the good guys say what the good guys and the bad guys say what the bad guys. That way, I know who to root for. The only thing I like more than Marvel is The Masked Singer. I think the gargoyle's Lenny Kravitz. In my spare time, I like to go online and defend billionaires. Elon Musk is looking out for me, a part-time welder. Can you imagine being that stupid? What an incredible... If I ever had a thought like that while sober, I would hang myself immediately. And you guys would get to watch me come. Too many good jokes for this set. Too many good jokes. I'm a sad guy. You know what I hate? I hate when people... I have like really bad depression. I hate when people think sadness and depression are the same. You know what I mean? I was talking to my friend. She's like, I think I might be depressed. I cried during Schindler's List. I was like, yeah, I hope so. You know? If you don't cry during that movie, you're my dad, you know? He's like, I wish they told both sides. Whatever, who cares? The worst part, spring is the worst time to be sad, because when the sun comes out, all these losers are like, oh, the sunshine cured my depression. I'm happy now. If you're happy because of the weather, you were never depressed. That's bitch shit. That's embarrassing. No, that is. It's embarrassing. No one's ever had a gun in their mouth and been like, no, sun's out, guns down. Yeah. Amazing. We'll close on this. I've been traveling a lot recently. I've been learning a lot about this beautiful country. You know what I've learned? A lot of people think like New Yorkers. They think like New York is like this tolerant melting pot, and like rural America is like filled with hate. I think they're both equally filled with racism and hate. It's different types of racism though. Like rural racism's broad. New York racism's specific. You know what that means? Like my farmer uncle's like, we hate brown people. He like doesn't pick, he just hates all of them. And in New York, people are like, I hate Trinidadians because they don't respect the bike lane. How come Dominicans can say the N-word, but I can't? I hate Haitians because they're black and French. Don't even get me started on the Bosnians. White Muslims? That's the best line of the whole set. That's a great one. Another thing I've learned from traveling, I think you can tell political things about a region based on things that aren't political. Does that make sense? Like you can tell how progressive a city is based on how ugly their openly gay people are. You know what I mean? Like, New York's pretty progressive. There's no homophobia. It's great. It means anyone can come out. It also means anyone can come out. Yeah, I know I shouldn't have done this joke here, but I gave up being a little bitch for Lent. All the gay people in New York are fucking ugly. It's always this swamp monster like, I'm gay! And I'm like, I consider whatever you do a sin, honestly. You gotta be hot to come out in rural America. You gotta be so hot to come out that my farmer uncle looks you up and down and he's like, I guess God don't make mistakes. I live in New York. New York sucks. New York's a terrible place. People here are so proud of it, too. People who are from New York, they're fucking proud of this little piss hole. It's embarrassing. They're so contemptuous of anyone for anywhere else in the world. Like, whenever I tell a New Yorker I'm from Minnesota, they're always immediately like, oh, yeah, Minnesota. Oh, yeah, you betcha. Oh, yeah. I don't talk like that. Go fuck yourself, dude. I don't do that. I don't do that to a New Yorker. When someone says they're from Manhattan, I'm not like, oh, no, the towers are falling. Great set. Have a good night.
I was at the train station the other day, and this cute stranger came up to me, and they were like, hey, do you know when the next train is coming? And I had just checked, so I got to be like, yes, it'll be here in less than 2 minutes. And they said, great, thank you. Do you have Instagram? But I, misunderstanding what they were asking or why, said, yeah, but I don't post about train times. Or anything like that at all, actually. No, you're gonna be sorely disappointed when you come to my Instagram feed looking for MTA updates and all I post about are the bespoke hand-sewn t-shirts I make in my bedroom. That's true. I run an upcycled apparel business. Yeah, you could do anything in this world. I made the shirt I'm wearing, and then I make like shirts that'll have like a minion on it, and then it'll say like anal or something, you know? And it's like, you laugh, like, ha, 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 but some Midwestern orthodontist's son is gonna give me $70 for that, for sure. For sure. And then I'm gonna use that money to buy real-life groceries. So who's laughing at the end of the day? But because of this, I spend a lot of time at Joann Arts and Crafts Fabric Store. Are we familiar? We got some Joannimals in the room tonight. Yeah, that place is going bankrupt, but let me tell you, it's not my fault. One time I was at Joann, and I was buying a strip of fabric with vintage cars on it, and there was a very old woman behind me in line, as there often will be at Joann Arts and Crafts Fabric Store. She saw my vintage car fabric, and she goes, oh, that would be so cute on a little boy. And I was like, yeah, I think it'd be cute on an adult girl as well. And then she said, girls are just so different nowadays. And I said, don't I know it? They still taste the same, though. What's up? Yeah. And then she dropped dead. Yeah, she died. Cardiac arrest. I killed that woman in Joann Arts and Crafts Fabric Store, the place where she felt the most safe. I am queer, just bi though, sorry, just bi, which means I'm dating a man, but I dress all fucking stupid. No. Bisexuality is valid, and it's real, and I'm gonna prove it tonight. I need 2 volunteers. 2 volunteers. No, my longest relationship was with a woman. We dated for 2 years and then broke up. Blue is the warmest color. I checked. And I'm from North Carolina, and I was in thank you. And I was in a bar bathroom back home, and this belligerently drunk stranger overheard me mention my breakup to my friend, so of course it was her place to say something. And she staggered up to me, and she was like, listen, I heard you say that you're going through a breakup, and I just had to tell you, fuck him. Men aren't shit, women are so much better. And I said, thank you. I said, thank you so much, but my ex is actually a girl. And she was like, wait, you're a boy? You're not supposed to be in this bathroom. She got all HB2 with it, North Carolina. She might have been onto something, though. I don't feel fully confident in my identity as a woman. I was on the phone with my parents recently, and I told them that I would appreciate if they would attempt to use they, them pronouns for me sometimes. So I kind of came out as non-binary to my parents. And by that I mean I asked my parents if I could be non-binary, and they said no. That was a hard no from my Italian father. Yeah. His exact words were, "I'm not gonna get that right." That's fair enough. That's fair enough. That's fine. No, I have a good relationship with my parents, actually. I didn't always. I was kind of a troubled teen. And I was put in a home for troubled teens where they practice solitary confinement, which sounds bad. But if it weren't for my time in the basement, I might still not know how to whistle. You gotta look at the silver linings. I will say that did not fix me. I still have some problems, and I've coped with that in different ways. In college, I had a Xanax prescription, took a lot of Xanax, and because of that, I developed a very high tolerance to Xanax, which came in handy one night that I went to a fraternity party. Yeah. Where the punch had been dosed with liquid Xanax, which is a big problem for a lot of people. But for me, it was kind of like, thanks for giving me the confidence to dance. I'll be having a good time tonight. Not sure about everyone else, though. I did break up with my therapist recently because she was bad at what she was doing. Her name is Monica, spelled with a K, slut. She would give me bad advice. Like, one time she stopped me mid-sentence, and she was like, "Julia, I hear you saying a lot of should statements. Like, I should have done this. I should not have done this. That kind of talk breeds self-resentment. A good alternative is to say ought." Like, I oughta... I ought not have done... Okay, yeah, Monica, maybe if I talk like I'm in Peaky Blinders, then I'm not gonna want to cut myself anymore, innit? I have roommates. I have 2 roommates. I love them very much. I did notice that one of my roommates is eating all of my oatmeal. And I don't know how to bring that up without sounding like one of the 3 bears. Just keep sitting in everybody's chairs as revenge. We have a squatty potty in our house. Yeah, got some squat heads in the room. Cool. Yeah, we have a squatty potty. I love that thing. Sat on that thing in platform shoes. Shit so hard, head hit the ceiling. Yeah. Told myself I wasn't gonna do that one night. Now I have it in 4K. I'm a barista. You already knew that. Yeah. Baristas can look like anything, but almost exclusively this. Yeah. I've been a barista a long time. I was a barista during the pandemic. I remember one time I was wearing a mask after the mandate had been lifted, and this older guy came through my line, and he saw my mask, and he goes, "You know, you can take your face diaper off now." And I was like, what if I shit my face? Pretty good. I keep getting in fights with one of my coworkers because he's an AI artist. Yeah. And I asked him, I was like, aren't you just typing something into a search engine? Like, what's the artistry in that? And he goes, that is the art. I'm curating my search to procure exactly the image it is I'm seeking. I was like, oh, okay, by that logic, I'm an artist, and rough but passionate, busty brunette MILF with an attitude. It's my paintbrush, actually. I had this guy come in the coffee shop, and he ordered an iced mocha. You're allowed to do that. It actually happens a lot. And and I made it for him because I have to. And then he proceeded to complain about the iced mocha, and it's like, okay, you're an adult man and your coffee order is chocolate milk on the rocks, but no. Yes, please share your grievance with me. And he's like, all the mocha stuff is at the bottom. To be fair, that was true. I don't try or care. Then he proceeds to hold his iced mocha up to the light to show me that all the mocha stuff is at the bottom. Subsequently, he spills his iced mocha onto the top of his head. And when he did that, he went, what the hell? As if he didn't understand how that could have happened to him. And my first thought was, I want to see this guy clean a shotgun. I used to work at a coffee shop by a river, so I would get river-related questions, of course. And one time this customer was like, hey, it looks like there's something going on down by the river. Do you have any idea what that's about? And I was like, yeah, actually, I read that last night somebody jumped off the bridge, so they're probably fishing that body out of the river. She was like, oh, looked more like a farmer's market. It's like, they do that every Sunday. Yeah. All right, well, that's my time. Thanks so much.
My goal for this year was to make more money. That was my goal for 2025. Because last year I made $12,000. I made $12,000 last year. I was talking to my accountant, and he was like, you should not have an accountant. And I was like, oh, yeah. This is probably cutting into my bottom line, you know? It's another financial L for the Timster. But people ask, they ask me, they're like, Tim, how do you make it through living in New York when you only make like $12,000 a year? And I was like, well, my girlfriend makes a lot of money. So it's sick. Like, my life is fucking sick. I don't know if you guys have like trapped a woman, but I did it. My girlfriend is settled. She's settled. It's so sick. We've been together for 5 years. I was a loser before we met. I've been a loser the entire time. It's the sickest shit that could have ever happened to me. It's so sick. And here's the thing. If you're ever wondering if like the person you're with is settling, or if you're a single man being like, how can I be like you? Listen. So we were on our third date. On our third date, I knew I was in. Because on our third date, my girlfriend said to me, she goes, Tim, I think whenever this is done, or whenever our relationship or whatever this is ends, I'm done with men forever. And in my head, I was like, let's fucking go. Let's go. That is the sickest shit you could have ever said to me. That is awesome. I wake up every day, and I look in her eyes, and I see the sadness in the back of her eyes. And I go, it's gonna be another good day for the Timster, I say to myself. My life is awesome. People feel bad for her a lot of the time, my family, but people feel bad. They're like, she shouldn't be with you. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And here I'm like, don't feel that bad for her because she did give me herpes, you know? See? Turns it around a little bit. Now who's a piece of shit? Not me that much. We were raw dogging. For the first 8 months of our relationship, fucking poor people style, no condom, right? Fucking no condom. And one day she sits me down, she goes, Tim, I need you to sit down. And I was like, okay, let's go. I hate to stand. All right. I got flat feet. I'm like, I'm sitting down. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a great mood. She's like, Tim, I have something to tell you. I was like, what's up? She's like, I have herpes. I was like, okay, I don't care. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, I don't give a shit about that at all. She was like, you don't care? I was like, no. I was like, right now I live in a basement with another man and a rat. And you make 6 figures. We have herpes. We have herpes now. This is our herpes, you know? I love you, bitch. I fucking love your fucking ass. If she would have proposed, I'd have been like, yes, absolutely. People would be like, how did you guys get engaged? I'd be like, well, sit down. But she doesn't like it that I go around to shows, because I travel the country doing stand-up comedy, and we're doing a taping right now, and she doesn't like that I tell people that she has herpes, you know? She's like, why do you go across the country and everywhere in New York telling everyone I have herpes? And I was like, well, you don't tell anyone that you have herpes. So someone's got to do it, you know? Like, what if you follow me back to my house after this, you come fuck my girlfriend while I watch and crank a little, and I'm watching you fucking plow her out. I'm like, yeah, good job. But you don't have a condom on. You don't have a condom. I'm like, got another one, tricky bitch. Fucking got another one. Anyway. I want to make money. I want to do it. I would like to do it. I don't know how. I used to work here. I used to work at this bar in bowling. I used to manage this place. I was the manager, but I kept getting electrocuted and I had to quit. I was getting electrocuted too much, I had to fucking quit. I went home and I was like, Myka, I got electrocuted today. And she started crying. And she was like, you're gonna die at the bowling alley. She's like, what am I gonna tell people when you die there? I go, tell them I died at the bowling alley, that's sick. She was like, I'm not gonna tell people you died. I was like, that would be awesome. I go, look at me. I look like a motherfucker that should die at a bowling alley. That would be awesome. But here's the one problem. Here's the one problem with working at a bar now. Like, I was the manager, so like people will take their ID, and then they take a photo of their ID with their phone, and then they use that photo as their ID. That's what a lot of people do. And my job basically here was kicking those people out. I would have to do it all the time, and it fucking sucked. Because people get real shitty with you real quick, which I didn't ever understand. I'm like, oh, I'm a piece of shit? Yeah, you're still not getting in, you know? Like, this girl goes, you from the Midwest rule follower? My shirt said Indiana, I look like corn. I was like, yeah, I'm from the Midwest. She goes, Midwest people love following the rules. And I go, okay. And then she said the most 22-year-old thing I've ever heard someone say in my life. She goes, you know, if you took a couple of mushrooms, you probably wouldn't follow the rules so much. And I was like, listen, I've taken mushrooms hundreds of times. For 2 years straight, I microdosed every day thinking it would fix my life. It didn't. I go, now I take doses of mushrooms that people find concerning. And I've had one realization every time I've been on mushrooms, and it's that I should have my ID on me at all times, right? And she got all fucking shitty, and she was like, oh yeah, you have that realization? That's what you thought? And I was like, yeah, actually it is. It is, young lady. I said young lady like a damn dad. I was like, yeah, it is, young lady. I was like, listen, we live in New York City. Do you understand that? I was like, crazy people live here. I was like, one day you could be walking down the street and a man with a big metal pipe could come and bash your fucking face in and break all of your teeth and then break your phone. Now they can't identify you. What are they gonna do with your body? Do you know what they're gonna do with your fucking body? They're gonna throw it in the river with prostitutes. Is that what you want? Is that what you want done with your fucking body, lady? And she was like, we will leave. And I was like, good, fuck you. I was like, I don't get paid a living wage here, and I get electrocuted a lot. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about my job or my life. I'll kill myself in front of you and your fucking friends. And they laugh. And then I went up to the bar, and the bartender was like, what the fuck? And I was like, that's called customer service, my good bitch. That's what that is. Oh, man. right, I'm gonna do 2 more and then I'm getting out of here. I have a job now. I host game shows for corporate team building. That's my. I know you guys are watching everything I've done up to now, and you're like, really? That's your fucking job? Yes, it is. I get on there and I'm like, hey, how's everybody doing? We having a good time today, you know? And I had to do that all through December, and I had to do like 40 games in December, and it's all Christmas-themed games and holidays and shit. So you bring people up, and you have to talk to them in the games. So I'm talking to everyone, and I ask everyone the same question just to make it easy. So I'm just like, hey, what's your holiday tradition, you know? And this one guy was like, dude, we'd go crazy at my house. I do a prime rib, a turkey, fried chicken, 2 types of ribs. I was like, oh my God, that's incredible. You got another spot for me at the table, you know? Because I'm like funny. So I was like, and then he was like, no. I don't think we could swing that, man. And then I had to be like, okay, well, let's get into your next game. This is Legoland's Landmarks, you know? And then I put my computer on mute, and I turned off my camera, and I had a full-on meltdown. Had a full-on meltdown in my basement. I go, does this motherfucker not think that I'm fucking joking? I go, I'm so sorry, bitch. Did you think that a stranger on your computer was gonna show up to your house on Christmas and eat your motherfucking prime rib, you dumb motherfucker? And my girlfriend also works from home, and she goes, are you okay? I go, I'll never be okay again in my life. I go, this man won't have me over to his house. She's like, we're going to your family's house. I was like, I don't give a fuck about that. I want to be invited to this man's Thanksgiving. And by Thanksgiving, I mean Christmas. Damn, I fucked up. You know what? I've been mad about that up until right now. I've been mad for like a month and a half. And I've let it all go on this fuck up of mine right now. Take that out of the taping. If this taping comes out and there's a fuck up for me, I'm gonna have to end it. I'm kidding. My girlfriend pays 2/3 of the rent. You think I'm gonna end my fucking life? I don't think so. I told her, if you break up with me, I'm killing myself. I did tell her that. And she said, that's toxic behavior. And I said, I don't care. Will it keep you with me? And she said, yes. And I said, okay, well, we're gonna have to keep it on the table. But I might not have herpes. I might not have it. I don't know if I'm in there long enough to get it, you know? I don't know. There's like a 5-second rule. I don't know if I've hit it. Because I come fast, baby. I like to do it. I love coming fast. People hate it. My girlfriend mostly, but I like to. Because sex is exercise. I'm not trying to exercise. I'm trying to get in, get out, go back to watching BattleBots. That's what I'm trying to do. You know? And my girlfriend likes dirty talk. She likes dirty talk, so she's always like, say something nasty to me. Say some nasty shit to me. And I'm like, I'm done, you know? That's all I've ever got. Well, we were fucking recently, and I was a few sentences in, you know? I was lasting a little bit, and I was like, you got such a tight little pussy or whatever, you know? You gotta compliment women. And she wasn't really saying much. I don't know if she wanted to be there, but she started getting into it, and she was like, yeah, give me that little dick. And I was like, what the fuck? She's like, I don't know, I was following your lead. I was like, you go opposite. I say small and tight, you say, ow, it doesn't fit or whatever, right? And then she grabbed my hair and just kinda pulled it, and a bunch came out in her hand. And I was like, fuck this, I'm done. I'd already come, but I was done anyways, you know? And now I'm done with my set. Thank you all very much.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm officially 1 year clean. from having health insurance. So that's right, have not touched the stuff in a full calendar year. Really changes how you go about life, right? I wear flat shoes now. Can't risk it. I don't touch birds or cross-eyed horses. That's all over. But doing pretty good otherwise. Are you guys rich? Come on. You have to tell me. It's like being a cop. You just have to tell me. I'm not rich. I live in a small room in a small apartment. I hate buying household stuff because it just reminds me how much I don't live in a proper home. Like, for example, the other day I bought an extra long 8-foot charging cable for my phone. But when I brought it home, I realized that I couldn't fully unfurl it in my room. So now it's just kind of an aspirational extra long charging cable for my phone. Kind of got me thinking if I ever wanted to kill myself, right? I don't think I could do it in my room, just like dimensions-wise, right? I think I would have to go out into the common space to set up a chair, right? And that kind of begs the question, do you face towards or away from the sink full of dishes? I'm doing okay. I was listening to some guy friends talk about pussy the other day. Are we familiar? Pussy? We know pussy? Okay. All right, good. No problem, right? They were just talking about pussy, but I did have a thought listening to them, right? I realized, oh, I'm pussy. Right? Thank you. That's kind of a tough pill to swallow. Right? I'm Karli. But, I guess in some instances, sure, right? I'm pussy. I am seeing some pussy here tonight, even, right? What? Some pussy? Some pussy in the back, I think. That kind of got me thinking, I could start referring to the treasured women in my life as pussy, right? Nothing's stopping me from doing that. I'm at a friend's engagement brunch. I could be like, I wouldn't be the woman I am standing here today if it wasn't for all the incredible pussy in this room. Cheers. So, you're all welcome to use that. That's right. I am seeing someone. Thank you, yes. Mostly at the foot of the bed, the bottom of the stairs, right? I would put his age around 12. Victorian clothing. Victorian. We haven't spoken much, but it feels pretty serious. I actually think I'm about to meet his parents pretty soon. That's exciting. They are really far out in the backyard, but every time I look, they're a little bit closer. So, fingers crossed on meeting his parents. That's exciting. I did have a threesome for the first time recently. You guys like that? That's right. I won. Thank you. The other two people are dead. That's how you win. That's how you win one of those. No, we did it normal style, right? Because it was my first time. So it was 2 girls and 1 guy pretending to be a surgeon who separates conjoined twins. Just normal stuff, right? No, the weirdest part about it for me was watching the other two people have sex, like, without me, right? Like, in front of me. I had never seen that before. You guys are from Berlin, and that does not faze you. But it was new for me. It was like I was watching a car accident, and then I remembered that I was supposed to be masturbating to it. So, I'll tell you a story from back when I did have health insurance. The good times, as I like to call them. I was at the gynecologist, and it was going fine, right? Business as usual. She was rotating my tires, no problem. And then she asked me can I perform a brief rectal examination? That's the butt, right? And I said, I guess so. And when I said that, she asked me, is that how you always give consent? Kind of a crazy question, right? I'm in the stirrups, right? I'm looking up at her, and she's looking down at me. And kind of right then and there, we discovered there's no wrong way to start a podcast. So that's what we did. Thank you. Yes. Yes. While we're on the topic, is anyone doing Kegels in here? Anyone busting out a few Kegels? If you don't know what those are, it's like a exercise you do, right, for your pussy. Cunches, if you will, right? It's the first time I've ever said that. Figured save that for the taping, right? But my theory about Kegels is that no one ever does that, right? No one does that ever, unless someone is talking about it, right? Are we getting in a few reps right now? Because all of a sudden we remember that we can. At all times, totally undetected. So, you're welcome. Oh, not all at once. You guys are fun. Oh, you guys are fun. That's right. All right. Well, guess I'll leave you with this, right? Have you ever been in this situation? Probably more of the women would have been in this situation. A man is playing video games, and you are somehow also there. Have we experienced this? I know it doesn't sound possible, right? Have you ever started asking questions about a video game just to make sure you're still alive? Like, is this your inventory? It doesn't seem like you have this much stuff with you when you're just walking around in the game. A lot of granite and cabbages and carrots with the top still on. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm carrying around a bunch of stuff that no one can see also. Maybe we could talk about that sometime. It could be like a side quest or like a mini game. All right, that's it. Thank you.
Everything was a lie growing up. We thought Diddy was safe to be around. That was untrue. He had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That's too much. Like, how much baby oil you think you used in your whole lifetime? Right? Maybe one. Everybody's great-grandmother died, and amongst her possessions, there was one bottle of baby oil. It had that clear label because it was old as fuck, and there was still a little bit left. You know when she got that shit? When she was born. Diddy had 1,000. That's a crazy number. 20 bottles, that's one case. Right? 10 cases, that's 200 bottles. That's a pallet. Diddy had 5 pallets of baby oil in the crib. You can't fit that in the Suburban. You gotta get a box truck for that. Like, you gotta get your cars out the driveway tomorrow. I got some shit coming in. Yeah, just back it up. Go straight. Cut the wheel. Beep, 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 beep. That's fucked up. It's too much. We had the cops. Somebody hopped the train, and the cops got on the train and shot everybody on the train. That's the wildest shit I ever heard in my life. They was like, if one person don't pay their fare, we fucking all y'all niggas up. Word up. You better make sure when you get on the train, everybody around you paid the fare, or you might get shot too, nigga. Fuck out of here. That shit's scary. You like, yo, you gotta pay, bro. Nah, go back through. They arrested the mayor. The mayor got indicted. What the fuck? The whole mayor's office. Everybody in the office was taking bribes. They said the school chancellor was taking bribes. How the fuck do you bribe a school chancellor? Right? You like, nah, don't teach these niggas nothing, bro. Hold me down. Fuck them kids. They said they was bribing the fire marshal. That's fucked up. The fire marshal? That's a crazy bribe. The cops make sense, right? You like, yo, you arrested me? Maybe you take this envelope, you're not arresting me no more. What you doing with the fire department? You like, nah, let that burn for a little bit, huh? Let that rock. I think my ex in there, hell yeah. It's too much, we gotta do something about all this crime in the city. You remember how the summer started in New York? They had a dude walking around punching women in the face. No reason. That was fucked up. Then I saw this thing on the internet. It said if you're a man who lives in New York, it is your responsibility to protect these women. You can't just let this happen. So what I would do, I would leave my comedy shows late night and I would see a woman walking by herself. And I would be like, excuse me, miss. Would you like me to follow you home? I don't know if you knew this, but there's a man out here punching women in the face. And a lot of that got to do with fragile masculinity, where a man will be rejected and subsequently become violent. So I'm gonna ask you again. Would you like me to follow you home? 2 weeks later, I found out it was me. I was the reason women was filing reports. So that's my bad, ladies. I'm sorry about that. That's why you can't listen to the internet. No more good news on the internet. No more reliable information. Like, I don't know about y'all, but every third swipe on TikTok, somebody trying to convince me I got autism. What the fuck is that? Leave me the fuck alone, TikTok. I don't have autism. I just like to count shit sometimes. That's it. The fuck? I can't have autism. It's impossible. Because I'm in my 40s. Right? Autism didn't come out till the year 2000. How the fuck would I get autism? I was already in dope. When I was little, we didn't have no autism. We didn't have no autism. We didn't have no mental illness. We didn't have none of that. All we had was nicknames. That's it. You'd be like, yeah, that's my man 3 Clicks. He got to turn the light on and off 3 times every time he come in the room. That shit is funny to us. Call that nigga 3 Clicks. Like, bro, I think that's OCD. Nah. That's OCD. He tried to spell doc one time, got the letters mixed up. That shit is funny to us. Call that nigga OCD. Like, bro, I think that's dyslexia. Nah, that's dyslexia. But she just Dominican, that's her real name, so I don't know. Her mother called her that. So. Call her Lexi sometimes. This is cool. Everybody's up here talking about dating. I'm trying to date. That shit is rough, man, because nobody likes dudes no more. That shit is played out. It's hard to just be a dude outside. You know what the hardest thing about dating, if I'm being honest, is that women's houses are mad boring. Women don't have shit to do in their houses. You ever been to a woman's house? You're like, what the fuck? It's got plants and murder mysteries. That's it. That's all they got. If you lucky, they got like a 90-year-old dog just crawling around the house. Just see some zombified dash hound crawl from under the couch. She's like, there's my Pookie. Like, yo, that nigga's dead, bro. You gotta let that nigga go. He don't want to be here no more. Like, what are you talking about? It's my Pookie. He's like, that's how he breathes. You know what's interesting about women, that they actually go to the doctor. Like, women be having mad ailments that you never fucking heard of in your life. Like, you go to a dude's house, you look in the medicine cabinet, it's like Percocets, Adderall, some fly shit, some shit you want to steal. You go to a women's medicine cabinet, you're like, what the fuck is this? She's like, oh, actually, I don't have a liver. I was born with a gerbil on a wheel. So instead of a liver, I have an actual gerbil. So this is gerbil food. I gotta take it. Every 8 hours, I gotta eat a gerbil pellet so my kidney keep working because it's actually a gerbil on a running wheel. What the fuck is wrong with this bitch? This shit is rough. I'm in my 40s, I'm single, outside, trying to fuck. Talking to these young women, they look great. But they say crazy shit. Right? Young women say crazy shit like, I was born in 1997. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? How the fuck were you born in 1997? You was born after Biggie got shot? Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy. What the fuck is going on in here? It's hard to deal with young people. Because I don't understand them no more. I always thought when I got this age that I'd be like a mentor to the youth. I'd be able to like relate some of my life experiences and help guide them, you know, in their life's path. Then I saw this dude in his 20s wearing Crocs in the snow. And I was like, nah, these niggas got to die, bro. They not gonna make it. We gotta euthanize them. We gotta get them off this planet. They are not gonna survive. Here's something I learned recently about young people. I learned young people don't eat hot dogs no more. They call them glizzies, and they laugh at you if you eat them. And I didn't know that. I didn't find out that till I went to a hot dog stand. Got 2 hot dogs, one with ketchup and onions, one with sauerkraut and mustard. I was switching it up, doing some different shit. Took a bite of my hot dog, and all I heard was, nah, chill, son, this nigga eating a glizzy. And I looked up, and there was a whole high school worth of teenagers just laughing at me, pointing and shit, just thousands and thousands of teenagers. As far as the eye could see, they had their phones out. They recorded me, uploaded me on the internet, got me eating hot dogs on Boomerang, like, oh. Like, what the fuck is going on right now? I was mortified. Because I don't care who you are, how old you are, how tough you are, what you've been through. When a bunch of teenagers makes fun of you, that shit hurts, bro. You be like, yo, stop! Leave me alone! Where are your parents? Get out of here! That shit sucks. But here's the thing about me. I'm from Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Brooklyn, went to high school in Brooklyn. So I know how to deal with this situation. Because you only got two choices at this point. You either gonna get bullied for the whole rest of your life by these teenagers, or you're gonna address the situation right here, right now. So that's what I did. I went up to the main teenager, the alpha teenager. I went right up to him, and I shot him. I killed him right there in front of all his friends. Started pointing the gun at the other teenagers, like, get the fuck out of here. Suck my dick, little niggas. The fuck you think this is? I'm 43 years old. You can't call me a glizzy gobbler. What the fuck is that? I don't even know what that is. But you can't call me that. You can't call me that and make it to graduation, motherfucker. You gotta pick one. All right, you guys have been great. Thank you so much. I'm Simeon Goodson.
I'm a messy bitch. Anybody else? Messy. Yeah, I'm super messy. I have a hard time like cleaning my apartment. It's really bad. It's like clothes are just so heavy. Like I can't hang them. I can't fold them. They're everywhere. I'm kind of a hoarder. Like I can't get rid of things. I would love to be on that show Hoarders. Y'all seen that? There was 38 seasons of Hoarders. And everybody on the show just open the door and be so coy, like, what are you doing here? It's like, bitch, you got 50 cats fucking underneath the couch. They're here to rescue the cats and clean your place. I really want Hoarders to show up to my place. Listen, I'll be in a crop top, rhinestones. Hi, Daddy. Like, I've been waiting for y'all for years. Like, and I'm an actress, so that'll be a credit. There it is. Yeah, so I had to get a cleaning person. Do y'all have that in here? Cleaning person? One honest white person. The rest of y'all, crazy. White people invented cleaning people, okay? Well, it was actually slavery, but y'all, no here, no there. No here, no there. How'd you get your cleaning person?
She used to work for my mom.
Sir, that was the whitest thing you could say. I thought I was white, like yelling at my mom. You were like, no, I got a cleaning person for my mom. Okay, I went on an app called Handy, which is sketchy. Like, how handy are you, you know? And so I'm like, what do you want in a cleaning person? Like, I want somebody, like, at first I wanted a woman, but like, because I care about women, she would just come over and then I'll start cleaning shit, and it's like, girl, sit down. Like, I would pay money to clean my own, because I don't want to embarrass myself in front of a girl, because I'm a lesbian. And so I get this guy named Manuel, which sounds like an older guy. He probably is like trying to put his kids through college. He has scoliosis. Like, I could trust that, right? That's what you want, because if they try some shit, you be like, you falling and you can't get up. Life alert, what's up? Manuel, right? Manuel, he has like 1,500 reviews, and it's all these women saying, he made me feel safe. He made me feel safe. So I said, that's code for something. Manuel got dick. Like, why would you feel so safe, ladies? This gotta be code for something. And even though, like, I'm a lesbian, you know, like, I'm gay, but I'm not blind. Like, I wanna see something. Like, if I'm paying money, he got 12 inches, let's go, you know? Anyways, I'm waiting for Manuel to show up, but do you know Manuel doesn't show up? Manny shows up. He's 6'5", Dominican. He's got a fade. He's in Jordans. He's wearing a hoodie. I'm like, I did not order weed. Like, what's going on here? Is this the right app? Manny is fine as fuck. It's crazy. Like, I know that I'm an uppercase L, but I just was not. I was very surprised when he shows up. So this guy comes in. I was like, there's no way he knows how to clean. Like, he's a straight man. There's no way. But he goes in my kitchen and he picks up the refrigerator, like on some Superman shit. Like, he picks it up, cleans underneath it. There was a cat. There was a few cats underneath there. He rehomed those cats. No, he cleaned underneath the kitchen. And then he put it down and he started cleaning on top of the refrigerator. I was like, am I wet? Like, that was the hottest shit I've ever seen. Have you ever seen a man, like, use his muscles and clean at the same time and be quiet? Ooh! That's gotta be a genre in the porno, in the Pornhub, for sure. I'm really tired of pornos. Like, they're not realistic. They just seem, like, ridiculous. You ever seen the porno where the delivery guy, the pizza guy comes up and these two girls, big boob bitches, are, like, now doing anal for pepperoni? Like, that just doesn't make sense. It's like, you're in a big home, sis. Like, I know you got Apple Pay. Like, this is not doing it for me. Like, I just want to show. I'm like, do you need the $20? Like, I'm yelling at the screen. It's not hot. I just want to see a porno where there's a hot guy cleaning stuff and then pass me my vibrator. That'll be a good porno for me. Okay, I'm gonna end strong. I am a lesbian. I've been a lesbian for 14 years now, full time. Yes. The one uppercase L in the front. All right. The rest of y'all, it was not given. It's like I got a cousin that's gay. Woo, like woo. Yeah. How long you been gay? Oh, your whole year? Your whole life. What was the thing that like made you gay? Demi Lovato? I gotta stop talking to white people in the audience because the answers Demi Lovato? What about Sailor Moon? Like that? She made me damp as a child. Demi Lovato? Now I need you to sing her songs word for word right now. You're like, it wasn't the music. I've been gay for 14 years, and it's cool. I think that LGBTQ plus it's too strict. It's very strict. Like, there's so many rules. Like, what's gay? What's lesbian? What's queer? What's poly? Like, we're all grown. It should just be more fluid. Like, what is this? Like, oh, you have to do this to be that. I think we're all trying to figure it out, and sometimes we make mistakes. Like, I believe that I'm an uppercase L, but I did some lowercase L shit last year. I did. After a gay breakup during Pride, which is a hate crime, you gonna break up in front of the float? Like, how dare? In front of the drag queen that just did the split, you gonna break up with me? Okay. You the problem. All right, so she broke up with me, and I relapsed and went back to men. I went back to men, lost the whole audience on that. The silence was like, okay, and we need to know the rest. I went back to dudes, and I was making jokes about it because I'm a comedian, and I thought it was funny. I was like, I'm an uppercase L, now I'm a lowercase L, and all these lesbians were in my DMs. They were like, you're not a lesbian, you're a dick-sucking piece of shit. I was like, whoa. Did I fuck your dad? Like, why are y'all writing me dissertations right now? It was wild. They kept saying that I was bisexual. And I was like, you know what? Let me see. Maybe I am. Let me check. But no. I am not bisexual. Even if I wanted to be bisexual, a cis straight man is gonna fuck it up every time. The guy I went to his house, he didn't have electricity. Like, that's fucking crazy. I told this man I'm a lesbian. He's like, she don't deserve lights. No lights for you, bitch. This straight man drove me to his haunted house in December. With all the confidence, knowing that he hasn't paid that bill in months. Took me to his pitch dark, black ass apartment. I walk in, his microwave does not have any time on it, and that's when I should have known. I'm here to tell y'all, ladies, if there's no time in the microwave, he gonna waste yours, okay? Okay? Yeah. Clapping for no lights, okay? I walk into the room, right? And this is when it just like really blew me. I was like, hey, I gotta charge my phone. I'm on 1%. He was like, oh, we don't do that here. We don't do that here? I was like, sir, how dare you? I'm like yelling at him, and then he's yelling at me back. He's like, this doesn't define me. I'm like, this is absolutely a defining moment, sir. You ain't got no power in your house or in this conversation. I need you to lower your tone. This is when I was like, oh, I know I'm not bisexual. There's no way. This man said with his whole chest, chill, 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 it's not that bad. Started playing music from his phone and then put it in a cup. I said, oh. Ain't no dick that good ever. No. I deserve a speaker at least, okay? This was cool. You ever think you're vibing with somebody, but you're just talking too much? That might have been the rest of that set. Thanks so much, Sydnee Washington. Bye.
I feel like I'm getting bullied by the algorithm. Not that every advertisement is an algorithm. You used to see advertisements and they'd be like, do you have ED? Now with the algorithm, they're just like, you have ED. We've noticed. And hymns might not be strong enough for what you have, but we're still gonna try and sell it to you. I'm like, who did you talk to? I do feel like every advertisement I get is a direct insult. This is a real advertisement I got in my Instagram stories. It was 4 words. It just said, double chin, research study. Double chin, research study. They aren't even trying to sell me anything. They want to get me in the lab. But I didn't. It was a great study. Learned a lot. We're raising money for the double chin community. We're gonna march, not far, but we're gonna march. This is another thing. I used to get advertisements all the time for dating apps. I would constantly get those ads on Instagram, and those stopped completely. And I started getting ads that just say, do you want an AI girlfriend? Like, oh, they gave up. They're like, give this one a robot. He'll figure it out. I do want to be the first man to sexually disappoint an AI. I want that to be my legacy as a human. I just want to hear a robot voice like, is that it? I'm like, sorry, baby, I'm trying my best. She's like, how much did you drink? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, shucks, darling. I used to stay off the dating apps, but I recently downloaded one. I downloaded Bumble. My friend convinced me to because my friend met his wife on Bumble, and he talked me into it. He said, Tommy, you never know what's going to happen. I met my wife on there, maybe, whatever. And I love his wife. She's really cool and attractive. I'm hoping she's still on there. Oh, come on. We've all done it. I almost died on stage recently. I did something I was very tired before a show, and I chugged a Red Bull right before the show, and then I thought that's not enough, so I chugged another Red Bull right before the show. And I got on stage, and my heart was doing things the human heart was not designed to do, It was just pounding in such a way that I was like, I'm gonna die on stage. I am not the headliner. They might keep doing the show. Like, there's a chance that the show will still go on if I collapse on stage. This is what's going through my head. And I kind of keep breathing. I breathe my way out of it. And I told my friend after, and I go, oh my, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack and die on stage. He goes, well, if you have too much energy drink, you need to cut it with dairy. You need to have milk or butter. And I was like, can you imagine a guy that looks like I look, clutching his heart, asking for butter? Lando Lakes now. 2 spoons. He'd be like, does he want us to finish the job? What is he doing? Now, I keep having near-death experiences. I think the universe is trying to tell me something. Like, here, you guys might not know this. I'm actually bald. And a lot of the times I wear a hat because I don't want to be recognized. And I'm wearing a hat. And here's what will happen to me. The wind will blow the hat off my head like I'm the fool character in a silent movie from the 20s. And I will chase after it like Charlie Chaplin. And that happened to me recently. My hat blew off my head, and I started to chase after it, and I ran into the street. I'm a smart guy. And I hear this car screech, and it almost hit me, and it stopped. And I just had the thought, that's gotta be the worst way to die as a bald guy. Because I feel like my friends would be like, did he think we didn't know? Did he think he needed the hat that bad? I have noticed I started shaving my head recently, and no one will tell you when you're going bald when you should shave your head. But once you do, everyone will tell you you should have done it 3 years ago. I didn't know we had a little secret club where we all decided I was holding on too long. Yeah, I accidentally stumbled on a porn video recently. Did you guys know there's a whole hub for porn? Isn't that crazy? A whole hub? I saw this video, and it was these two people having sex in a hotel room, and the TV was on. And if you're like me, the first thing you look at is what is playing on that TV. I have to know. It's the first thing I look at. And in this movie, these two people are banging. On the TV is the Jim Carrey film, The Mask. The best movie you could possibly be having sex to. So I did something you should never do on a porn website. I went straight to the comments because I needed to know if people were talking about it. Everyone was talking about it. Every single comment was about The Mask. The first comment just said, smoking. I was like, yes. Second one was like, Jim Carrey doesn't make movies like this anymore. I was like, you're right, yeah. Third one, by far my favorite, it just said, get your titties out the way, we're trying to watch The Mask. I was like, these are my people. I told that joke recently at a show, and I swear to God, a guy came up to me after and whispered into my ear, I've seen that video. We're building a community from the ground up. I bank with Chase. Anyone here bank with Chase? Chase pays me like 10 grand to say this once a set. They keep emailing me all the time. They use all these funny little words. What does withdrawn even mean, you know? But here's an email I keep getting from Chase. They make me this offer. They say, we'll give you $150 if you refer a friend to Chase Bank. I was like, can you imagine referring an actual friend to the biggest bank in the world? Like as if they hadn't heard of it. You're just having drinks with your buddies. You're like, dude, you would love Chase. I know we're watching the game and all, but the benefits you'd get from a Freedom card, I can picture you checking and saving, dude. You'd be killing it with Chase, man. And if you could use this code, I'm drowning, dude. This 150's gonna go a long way. I saw a TV ad recently. They were trying to get me to adopt a son. A lot of people are doing that lately. It's a weird thing. But it was this ad for the adoption agency, and it was a adult man and a teen boy, and the caption there, it said, who adopted who? So the man adopted the boy. I can solve it right away. Because it didn't say, like, who saved who. It said, who adopted who. The guy filled out the paperwork. Boys cannot adopt men. And I know that because if they could, I would be the type of guy to get adopted. You would just see me on the streets with a teen. You'd be like, what happened? I'd be like, I got adopted. It sucks. I have a bedtime now. And yeah, I'm learning lessons, but I don't like it. Isn't it nice to laugh again? I'll do one more thing. I had to fly home recently, and I was on a plane. I was sitting in the back of the plane with all the other CEOs, and If you want to know where the money is on a plane, it's 33E. That's where the money is. I was on the back of this plane, and the flight attendant said something I'd never heard before. She goes, hey, there's a weight imbalance on the plane. So one of you in the back needs to move to the middle. And then she looked right at me. I was like, when did my life turn into a yo mama so fat joke? If I moved up, I'm a good citizen, you know. I moved up, and later I asked her, I gotta ask, did you ask me to move for the weight balance thing because I'm overweight? She goes, sir, I am so sorry you thought that. I asked you to move because you were the only one who was alone. Oh, cool. It was sad for a different reason? You guys have been great. I'm Tommy. Thank you very much.
I'm an accountant. That's my day job. I'm coming from work. I'm an accountant. Yeah. That's why I'm dressed like a whore right now. I figured that had to be addressed. You guys were like, I thought I was going to a comedy show. Why is there a fucking whore on stage? No, I'm just an accountant. I'm just an accountant. I like being an accountant. I like being an accountant. Could you tell somebody you're an accountant? Conversation's over. They just assume you're lying and you're really actually a whore. I'm in the office every day. I was thinking of this earlier today. You know how sometimes when you just hate someone, you just hate them, and then you realize they're like that because they actually hate themselves. So it's like, at least they get it. It's like, now I kind of like you. Because we have something in common. Fuck you. We have something in common, which is that we hate you. Piece of shit. I like driving. Here's the thing. Here's the deal with it. I'm this guy. If I'm driving and I pass a car accident, I'm gonna look. Every time I look, not only do I look, I take my time. I check that shit out. Right? Because it's like, I waited in line for this. Right? Like, it's so annoying when you're driving with somebody going mad about a car accident. Like, oh, this rubbernecking, everybody just knows you. It's just a fender bender. It's just like, you looked too, you asshole. You know? You're just mad it wasn't worth the wait. Like, when I was in my early 20s, I got a really bad car accident. I flipped my car. Yeah, so it's good depending on who you ask. And, one lady. And I remember I flipped it, and I remember I thought I was gonna die. And I remember as I was getting pulled out of the car into the ambulance, I remember out of the corner of my eye, I just saw all the traffic. I remember seeing all those people staring and just thinking to myself, I just made their day. I'm going to heaven now. I just gave a couple something to talk about. That one seemed really bad. Probably totaled it. Hey, collision insurance. That couple was like, we have nothing to talk about. I flipped my car, gave them 4 subjects. Hero. Like dark shit. Tell you this, my dad died a couple years ago, but I still like to text him, or at least I like to text the guy that has his number now. And I'll just be like, hey, Dad. And the guy's like, I'm not your dad. And that's just what my dad used to say. So it's like he's here. You get it? She gets it all. My grandmother's cool. My grandmother told me I was beautiful the other day. Yeah, which is sweet. She's like, Janet, you're so beautiful. Imagine what would happen if you wore makeup and you didn't dress so homely. And I was like, I think I'm gonna stick with just being beautiful. Why risk it? I'll tell you this, I'm not gay. I haven't told my family yet. It's just an awkward conversation to have with my mom, to be like, hey, Mom, I'm not gay. I just like to dress comfortably. I like to dress comfortably and I'm really good at golf. I'm a little gay. Obviously, right? Like everybody's a little gay. It's a spectrum, everybody's gay. Everybody's gay. Yeah, everybody's gay. You know? The gayest thing about me is that I want a wife. I just think that makes me logical. You know? Because I think a wife would be great, right? Somebody to cook and clean for me. Yeah, I'd be like, make me a sandwich, bitch. Right? I think that's how it works. I don't know, my dad's dead. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. It's just men. Right? Yeah. It's like I like men as like people. You know? Like, I think you should live. Yeah. You're welcome. I just don't want to have sex with them. Because it's like, why? Every time I think about men, I'm like, I'm gay. And then I'm like, I'm not gay. I think about being gay. Every time I go to be gay, I'm like, I don't know about this. Every time I'm like, I'm gay. I go to be gay, and I'm like, every time it comes down to it, and I'm like, I don't think vaginas look delicious. And at this point in my life, I don't think it's an acquired taste. Men are like, I can never be gay. I can never give a blowjob. Blowjob, it's fine. You can do it, it's fine. It's like a finger, that's all it is. That's it. It's like a slightly smelly finger. It's like I used to date Irish guys, so it's like, who cares? I'm not gay. I don't know. Just like every time I'm like, maybe I'll have sex, I'm like, I might try to watch The Office. Somebody came up to me after a show once. They were like, Jenna, I don't think you're gay. She's like, I don't think you're gay, I think you're asexual. I was like, I don't give a fuck what you think I am. Also, what's asexual? She was like, asexual. It's when you're uninterested in sex. You should read a book about it. I was like, no. I'm not reading a book about something I have no interest in. That's stupid. Also, how am I asexual? How do I get the label? I'm not asexual. I don't get the label. I shouldn't get the... I identify as normal. I'm not asexual, I'm normal. LGBTN, normal. Yeah, all you fucks are just sexuals. You goddamn freaks. All right, guys, that's my time. Thank you guys so much.
Hey, I love the energy. I just shaved my head. This is a new look. Y'all like it? Y'all was forced to do that. I took some time off and came back, and my friends were like, oh my God, why would you cut your hair? And I'm just like, just a little mental breakdown. Just a little mental illness, just going through it. Yeah. Little Britney Spears moment. I saw like one gray hair in my head, and I was like, it all has to go. All of it. I got to the point in my life where just anything that brought me stress, I got to get rid of. I go to the nail salon now. I don't even get color on my nails. They say when a woman cuts her hair, she's about to change her life. So I'm just 2 steps from becoming a lesbian, all right? Enjoy the transition. Men, y'all are next. No, I was losing it. I was going through it. My son officially moved back in with me. Thank you so much for not clapping. This is nothing to really celebrate at all. Yeah, my son is 10 and he got to that age. Let me finish the story. No, he got to that age where he thought he knew more than me, He was just like, you're the reason my dad's not in my life. I should go live with him. And I was like, I don't think so. And then he was like, I'm going to live with him. And I was like, go ahead. And then he came back and he was like, you right. So now I'm like, yay. Welcome back. It feels so good to be right. If you don't want to have kids, don't. There's no joke in it. I just feel like we need to hear that more as a society, okay? It's a lot. Kids these days, they different too. They want to eat every day, wear shoes. I'm like, wow. Look at you knowing your worth. That's a lot. No, I'm trying to be a good mom. I'm trying to break generational curses. I'm trying to break generational trauma. Yeah. Yeah. I want to make sure my son has a better life growing up than I did, and I just want to let y'all know it's not working out at all. Like, at all. That's actually not how kids work, okay? I feel like as soon as you have kids, that's when you realize why the generational curses are in your family. Yeah, as soon as my son was born, I was like, oh, okay. That's why my dad left. All right. That's why my mom robbed me. Okay, checks out. No more questions. My son has a custodian account with more money in it than I do, and I want to rob him every day. But I'm trying to be different. I grew up in a Caribbean household, so I didn't really get to make any decisions. I didn't get to make choices. Everything was told for me to do. So I just let my son do what he want to do, and I just regret it on a day-to-day basis. That's how this been working out. I'll never forget one time he wanted to get a haircut, and he was with my sister, and she texted me. She was like, hey, what kind of haircut does he usually get? And I was like, oh, I'm breaking generational curses. Let him get whatever he want to get. Huge regret. Yeah, they sent me a picture of his haircut, and he got the word Uno on the side of his head. Uno like the card game Uno. Oh, I should have been very specific about what kind of haircut he needed to get. Get him the military cut. It's time for him to serve this country. It's time for him to be honorable to this family. Y'all, it was so bad. It was so bad. Because Uno's a brand, so it's supposed to be all uppercase letters in the word Uno. He had all lowercase letters on the side of his head. I'm like, hey, this says uh-oh. Keep these generational curses in your family, sis. But you gotta love kids. They'll be honest with you. And I asked him, I was just like, why would you do that? Like, why would you put Uno on the side of your head? And he was very honest. He got emotional about it. He was like, listen, my cousin's turning 1. She's having an Uno-themed birthday party. So to celebrate, I put Uno on the side of my head. And I was just like, oh, my son's a simp. So now I gotta put him in karate classes so he could break his own generational curses, okay? I'm done, man. It's a lot. No, so I took some time off and I was like, I'm gonna just be a full-time mom. So I started doing some things that I wouldn't usually do. I joined a PTA. Wow. I can't believe this is what regular people are doing. A group of parents get together to care about other people's kids. Whole time I'm struggling to care about my own. It's wild. I'm like, who came up with this, okay? I feel like this is a good time to let y'all know I love my son and he's safe. I feel the tension in the room. Yeah, he's standing right outside. I told him to give me 15, okay? My son is getting older. I'm getting older. I think that's scarier. You know, I'm officially in my late 30s. It's so disgusting, y'all. It is. Because I feel like nobody warned you about your late 30s. Like your early 30s, prime time, it's lit. Let's go. Late 30s, last call. Wrap it up. Whatever you were doing, stop. It's over. It is over for you. I didn't think things was going to be like this. Like every day I wake up and I'm like, wow, it's time to steal. You know what I'm saying? Like... Every day I wake up, I'm like, it's time to commit a crime. This honest life is not working out. I think about my 20s all the time, and I'm like, wow, you should have been a sex worker for sure. They get too real for some people. I'm just saying, if somebody showed me my life now, then I'll be like, you know what, just sell it, just sell it. I can't really recognize myself. I'm going to a lot of funerals already. I'm like, it's too soon. But I'm going to a lot of funerals, and I'm not going to lie, the first funeral, 100%. I was devastated. They had to drag me out of there. Second funeral, I was like, okay, this is a part of life. But by the third funeral, I walked in there like I was the killer. Yeah, I'm standing over the body like, get rid of this. We got stuff to do. I've been losing my mind, but I'm trying to get my life together. I'm in therapy. Is this a therapy crowd, y'all? Okay, not enough woos. Get in therapy. If you white, you definitely need therapy. Y'all the killers. That's what I heard. It's hard to find a therapist. I've been through like 6. It's them, not me. Yeah, I feel like I'm coming with my crazy. They just need to be professional about it. Yeah, I've been going through therapists. Like I don't take shit, right? And I just get rid of any of them for any reason. Like I had to let a therapist go because I ain't like her shoes. Yeah, she wore Keds, and I was like, how you gonna help me and your shoes can't even grow up? We just need group therapy at this point, sis. I had one therapist, she talked a lot. Every time we got together, I thought she thought we was podcasting. I'm like, log off, sis. What are you doing? I knew too many details about her life that I didn't care about. It was weird. Every time I said something, she'd be like, that's like that time. That's like that time. I'm like, that's like that time I paid a therapist to shut up and listen to my problems. What is this? No, but I got a new therapist. She's younger than me. I was like, wow, I don't know about this. I was looking for somebody, you know, a little well-lived and ugly. A little vintage therapist, you know, secondhand, worn and tried and true. That's what I was looking for. She didn't even get offended when I said that. She was like, give me a month. I was like, okay, delusion, let's go. She got that Gen Z energy. She believed in herself. Let's go. I like her, though. I'm going to give her more than a month because she just found my son a therapist, which I didn't even know I needed in my life. It unlocked a whole nother level. Y'all, when my son comes home, he be like, woo, what a day. And I be like, save it for your therapist. Yeah, I treat her like the cleaning lady. I ain't cleaning shit, okay? All right, so I gotta go. Thank you for laughing.
Look at where we are. Brick walls, a stool, classic. Oh, I'm gonna fuck that. Oh.
We're gonna have fun. I haven't done comedy in like a month, so I feel like that's ideal. You know, anytime you're doing a taping, you want to be as rusty as possible. You know, you want. That's what you want people to think. Boy, I bet those jokes would really sing if he was more confident up there. You know. I'm gonna fuck. All right. That's how you know that I don't trust my jokes. I'm just gonna riff on that thing for the next 10 minutes. Crapped, how you doing? I'll start by saying this. My friend just got a mullet. He got that haircut, a mullet. You know, we've seen these things, yeah. And he was saying it's. I'm sure you've heard this. He's saying it's business in the front, party in the back, right? We've heard that. And I realized in that moment that I don't agree with that characterization of the mullet. Maybe I never have. Yeah. Like I understand party in the back, sure, yeah. But I've never looked at the front of a mullet and thought, was this guy a businessman? Oh my God. Are these the tiny bangs of a stockbroker? Who am I looking at right now? This guy's got money! I feel like it should be party in the back, woman going through something in the front, maybe, right? Maybe? Renaissance fair in the front, something else. Good. I like it when people say, I don't have a racist bone in my body. You guys like that one? Isn't that a fun phrase, right? Isn't that a fun little get-out-of-jail-free card for a racist, right? Like, yeah, don't worry, none of my bones are racist. Yeah, don't ask about this meaty little area up here, yeah. Let's just say this collarbone is bias-free, oh yeah. You can trust these ribs. Oh, we're cooking now, aren't we, folks? We're cooking now. We're having fun. I was a good boy growing up, very good boy. Good boy. And my parents, they got me they cared a lot about homework, right? I was doing homework all the time. And no video games, no distractions, no video games. But I craved the video game. So I begged, right? And finally, one Christmas, they got me a system, and I'll let you guess what it was. Do you think it was A, Nintendo, B, PlayStation, or C, Socrates, the educational console for young learners? What do you think? C, Socrates. Oh my God. And what a system it was. This system had everything a young boy would want. Spelling games, math games, the list ends there. It was just a terrific time, right? It did have some great games, like what's the greatest video game of all time on 3? The greatest video game of all time. 1, 2, 3. Socrates multiplication countdown, exactly. Oh, you pronounced it weird, but I knew what you meant. This game, you had a certain amount of time to solve a basic math equation, and if you ran out of time, you got a bit more time. The goal was to learn. You guys drinking tonight? Y'all having drinks? Yeah? Good. But be careful, right? You gotta be careful, especially if you're mixing your drinks, right? You gotta be careful. You gotta do it in the right order, right? That's why we as a society have come up with clever little rhymes to help us keep it straight so we don't get sick, right? Like beer before liquor, you've never been sicker. Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Helpful rhymes to help us navigate the night, right? Keep things straight. Of course, there's more to the rhyme. We know that, right? Beer before cider, awaken the spider, right? Cider before beer, no spiders appear. We know that, but it's just helpful to remember if we want to do the night right? Keep things smooth, right? Right? Beer before rum, the spider will come. Yes, he will. Rum before beer, the spider not here. It's easy. It's just helpful. You know, you just keep it straight, have a good night. Safe night. Beer before wine, it's spider time. The point is, you gotta drink beer last, unless you wanna meet a little someone I like to call the spider. There you go. And people say comedians don't weigh in on the issues anymore. Philosophers of our time. I quit drinking last year and immediately started smoking cigarettes, which is like a hard pivot to explain to people, but I'll try. Basically, I found out that alcohol is the second leading carcinogen in North America. And I don't settle for second. You know what I'm saying, brother? Yeah! No, here's the truth. I had to... No, I had to stop drinking because I kept blacking out. And then one night I came home and I wet the bed. And my girlfriend, at the time, was in that bed. Oh, baby, was she in that bed. And my pee spread through the bed as she woke up in my pee. And she was displeased, as girlfriends will be. And I will say this, sexually, we were a bit of a conservative couple, you know? Like, I don't know if she was into golden showers. I never asked. But I know now for a fact that she hates golden baths. One more time. Give me one more time. Yeah! Good. Fun times. Fun times. I wrote some new jokes that I know I shouldn't do tonight, but I just want to. Do you guys want to hear my impression of a cute Trump supporter? Want to hear that? My best friend won. All right, that's it. That's all. That's all. That's all. Do you guys want to hear a joke that's been bombing all over Brooklyn? Do you want to hear that? Yeah? Oh, tonight's the night! You know that band Earth, Wind, and Fire? Yeah? So here's my impression of Water finding out about that band, okay? You guys are going to love this. Water finding out. You guys started a band? That's it. That's all it is. Crowds all over the city have agreed. Not enough to the punchline. Must be more. What else shall I tell you about? I don't know. I'm not a kinky man, you know. I'm not. I'm pretty vanilla in the bedroom, you know. Probably the kinkiest thing I do, and it's like embarrassing how, I don't know, whatever. I'll say it. So it's called Piggy's Delight, right? And it's probably pretty self-explanatory from the name, right? But I'll explain it. Basically, I tape my nose up like a little snout, and I wear a curly-Q tail, and I get in the slop, right? You know. So I'm rooting around in the trough alongside the other piggies. There's many of us, right? And we're all looking for Mother's special apple, right? And who's that behind us? You know that's Mother, right? And she's barking orders at us like, find the apple, dig faster, don't look me in the eye. And we're all trying to earn Mother's special blue ribbon because then we get a night alone in the bed with Mother. No touching. But aside from that, it's mostly missionary-style sex, you know? So, like, that's probably the kinkiest thing I do. Did I mention I haven't been doing comedy recently? Because I feel like that's really coming across. I was a good boy growing up. My parents, they wanted me to learn an instrument, you know? And so I was like, yeah, I'd love to. Sounds good. And so they said, do you want to learn the guitar or the cello? So I chose the cello because I'd never heard of it. And it turned out to be just the perfect choice, you know, because then I became a teenager and all my friends were in like rock bands, punk bands, and wouldn't you know, people were always clamoring for a cello, you know? They were always looking, how do we get a cello in here, you know? Such a versatile instrument, the cello, you know? The number of times you find a cello hanging on your friend's wall when you go over and you say, hey, you mind if I pull this down and play some long, open tones? Would that kick this party up a notch? A little murmur, you know? In high school, guys would sit around a campfire, right? And some guys would pull out an acoustic guitar and be like, hey, who wants to hear some Wonderwall, you know? And all the girls would come closer, you know? And I'd be sitting nearby with my cello like, oh my God, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. Oh, if these girls like Oasis, they're gonna love Funeral March in E. Here we go. Here we go. I quickly turned on the cello because I was a fan of pop punk and emo, you know? That's what I got into heavily. And I want to leave you with a little bit of an education because I figured out how to write an emo joke, right? And I want to share that with you. How to write an emo song, I should say. The joke is, okay, we're starting again. We're starting it all over, from the top. I'm going to fuck that. All right, all the way from the top. Oh, baby! Yeah! All right, cracked. We're cutting this out. No, okay, here's, I'm gonna teach you how to write an emo song, right? And I'm gonna leave you with that. So here's how you do it. All you have to do is write lyrics about the tools required to sing an emo song. And then, of course, you sing it in an emo way, right? So, for instance, this pen that writes these words, this page on which I write, this chair that holds my weight, but where are you? So that's an emo song, right? Like, that's a pretty good emo song. You list the tools. Then, of course, you get to the chorus, you play with that. I write your name. I write your name. I use a pen to write your name. Right? And there's the twist in the joke. It was actually Screamo all along. Oh my God. If you're not familiar with Screamo, that's emo's angrier cousin. It's the exact same as emo, except there's one extra band member, a raving animal they keep caged at the back of the stage, who only comes out during the chorus to paraphrase the lead singer, right? I love you forever. Forever means every day. Okay, Jeremy, get back in your cage. I'll see you at the bridge. And that's what we call a perfect set. All right, thanks everyone. Farewell.
I called a suicide hotline today. I'm not gonna kill myself. I just wanted to talk to someone I think has a worse job than I do. It's not a job, it's actually a volunteer opportunity. My bad. And the people who volunteer for that do so because they have attempted suicide at one point in their lives themselves. So I was like, ugh. But I was like, that makes sense, those who can't do. I don't know. First joke, get on board, let's keep going. I've lived in New York for 20 years, I've moved 18 times. The city is dehumanizing, brutal. This last place I'm in, my landlord made me go on a face-to-face interview with him to get the place. Like with first date questions and everything, only I was the only one getting fucked, right? This guy, at one point, he asked me if I was Jewish. I was like, what the fuck? Like, dude, I could sue you for asking me that. And he's like, wonderful, you're Jewish. So, all right, cool. I am Jewish. I didn't just lie to get the apartment. But lying to get property is kind of what Jews do. So, win-win. All right, keep it cool. Don't talk about Israel. Keep it cool. Do not bring it up. Do not bring it up. I live in that apartment with my boyfriend, which is cool because we're a double income household. But I do earn both of those. He is poor. He is poor and stupid. A very dumb man, but I do love him. That is what I say. I say it all the time. I kind of have to. There are some things you say on cocaine you can't take back. You gotta keep saying it or you're a drug addict. And he does that thing too where I'll tell him I love him and he'll be like, I love you more. I'm like, ugh, I know. Stat bringing it up. You're bumming me out. Is anyone in love in here? Just by woo? A couple quiets. All right, weird ride home for some of you. Once you start saying I love you to somebody, that is how you end every conversation, is by saying I love you. You cannot say goodbye. Goodbye it sounds like you're saying go fuck yourself, right? So I'll be leaving my house, to get away from him. And I'll have to do the thing or I'm like, okay, I'm going, I love you. All right? And then I'll go, and then God forbid I forget something and I have to go back in and do that again. I'm just I forgot my headphones. Okay, I love you. It's oh my God, I can't believe I have to lie every time I leave my house. Don't feel bad for him. Don't feel bad for him, you guys. He's heard these jokes and he laughs because he doesn't get them, so. It's fine. I'll probably marry him. I don't know. I give up. Like I said, I've lived in New York for 20 years, so I've already fucked all of you. Not individually, obviously, but in general. You know what I mean? I get it. I know what you're up to. There is this girl's oh no, I fucked. She's remember when we? I do remember. It's just, there's like nothing any of you in here could do in bed that would surprise me. I promise you. Like, I was once having sex with this guy, and in the middle of it, he started barking like a dog. Oh, do you know Dave? Oh, no, okay. But he thought he was being sexy. He was like that. He was like, and I was just like, oh my God, like, I can't believe he trusted me with that. I'm gonna run straight to a microphone with that shit. You kidding me? Thank you so much. I'm gonna coast off of this for a decade. And I didn't know what to do either, you know, because I'm used to fucking people. Like, I'm like, wait, what's the fantasy playing out? A girl gets fucked by a dog? Is that what we're doing, you know? I was like, how do I make this not some bestiality thing, you know? And he's like in me, so I gotta think quick. So I'm like, maybe it's not bestiality if I'm also a dog? But like a smaller one? So I'm sitting there to try and find the courage to be like, I don't know, like, bark. I don't know, but you know when you're fucking a dude and he's barking like a dog, and it's your turn to bark and you can't? She's shaking her head no. I didn't know what to do either, so I just ended up dating him for 6 months. And then he moved to LA. They're not all fairy tales. They're not all fairy tales. Do you guys like dirty talk? A couple yes, and the rest of you, ooh, and a whistle. He likes a dirty whistle. He's like, listen up, honey, the choo-choo's coming. We're gonna run a train. A couple people were vocal about it. Some of you were silent, which means you also like dirty talk. But you like it how I like it, where it's like, yes, but you do it. I love dirty talk. I hate to reciprocate it. I think it's so embarrassing. Like, I think the worst thing you could say to me in bed is, what? No, we will not be repeating whatever that was. You should have heard me the first time, Grandpa. We will not be trying that again, because it can go so wrong, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause, like, you can't have it, like, super scripted, or then it's, like, too predictable, and you have to be banging someone who can read. You know, it just can go so wrong. Like, I was once having sex with this guy, and we get to the end of our show, let's call it. And he leans in, and he goes, where do you want me to come? And I was like, fuck, I have to pick. Fuck. Oh, I make a million decisions in a day. You couldn't even pick dinner, you know? And they make it seem like it's some romantic gesture. Like I get to choose, you know, like chivalry ain't dead, you know? Here comes Sir Lancelot, like, where would you like my jizz, milady? You know, and I was just like, oh my God, what is it, Valentine's Day again? I get to pick? What is this? Is this what's left of my woman's right to choose? And it's not like they're giving you a lot of time to decide, you know. You can't be like, can I sleep on it? But you will. You will. Here's why it's a bullshit question, is by the time a guy asks, where do you want me to come? They already know where they want to come. They just want, men, okay. Listen up, men. These women are all like, yes. They know it. They just want you to say it so that way they don't get in trouble. And you could ask me a million times. I'm not going to say the face, okay? No, I don't know if anyone in here is doing the face. I call shenanigans on the face. I don't believe in it. I've slept with enough men to know that most of you are not making it to the face. A lot of dribblers out there. It's like trying to get to one of those broken water fountains where you're like, I think it's coming out. It's like, oh, you want to come on my face? Great. Now I gotta like climb on down there, stick my face right up to the tit like a puppy looking for the nipple. Just, good job, honey, you did it. So where do you want me to come? I don't know. How about the trash can? I'll bring it Right to ya. We can save that jizz a 9-month trip. That's a dumpster baby joke, not an abortion joke, Brooklyn. And that joke, I carry the baby to term, then I give birth to it, then I throw it out in the trash. My joke, my choice. I have to get out of here. One more thing, though. I'm from Arizona, so I've done cocaine with my dad. I love cocaine. I haven't had fun the last 40 or 50 times I've done it. But I cannot say no to it. You know, you could offer it to me on a spinning bike tire. I'd be like, I got it. It's coming back around. It's coming back. I didn't mean to do coke with my dad. That was kind of a Thanksgiving miracle. I was home for the holidays, and I was snooping through my mom's old closet. My parents are divorced, like all of yours. And she left a lot of really cool stuff behind. She was out in a real rush. So I was looking around, and I find this Coke mirror that hadn't been there before. And I know it was a Coke mirror because it was huge, and it was covered in Coke. So I'm not just gonna walk away. I start doing gummers off of it. Like, I'm just like, waste not, want not, you know? Like, I'm like, like it's my last day in Los Angeles. And I'm like going to town on this mirror. My dad catches me, shows up in the closet doorway, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm busted, right? And then I'm like, wait, no, you're busted. Like, you're the one who raised a daughter who's licking a cocaine mirror. Like, et tu, dada? And he was like, he's like, fuck, Myka, you like cocaine? I'd be like, yeah, everybody does. And then he surprised me. He's like, well, do you want to do some? And I'm like, no, just give me some. Like, we're not gonna do some. You know, that's like fucking grimy. Because you know when you're doing coke regular style, not with your dad? You're at a bar and you're getting all yacked out. You start saying crazy shit you would never say if you were sober. You know, going up to strangers being like, you know, I was a virgin when I graduated high school. Now I only fuck professional hockey players. Or like, whatever's your truth, right? Oh, but he's like being super insistent. He's like, the first round's free. I'm like, fine. So next thing you know, he and I are raking lines on the poker table that counts as a dinner table when you're a divorced dad. And sure enough, we start having that cokey conversation. It was so awkward, right? It was just like line after line, like... Remember, Mom? The fuck was that about? All right, you guys, I'm Myka Fox. Thank you very much.